So today we're going to do an install of some strut braces. It's going to go across there on the front, same in the back. It's 6 bolts for each one. I went with the BLOX ones with holes. And really, these are more for appearance than actual function. Obviously, anything you do to stiffen the chassis is going to stiffen the chassis, but really, this is more for aesthetic. The WRX chassis for this model year, and I mean really anything 2015 plus for sure, already has a pretty stiff chassis. So doing these braces doesn't really do all that much for them. But I like the way they look. So let's get into it. So really that's it for the job. Just 3 bolts there, or 3 nuts, that's 12 millimeter. I just used my small impact with a U-joint on it, and just like that, the front's installed.
Now for the part you guys have probably all been waiting for. Some chubby guy bent over the back of his trunk for the rest of the video. Sorry if you're not into it, and if you are into it, sorry you're into that. To start off doing the rear brace, all you got to do is empty all the stuff out of the trunk, all the liners and carpeting and all the various crap that you have back there. Go ahead and throw it out all to the side and get down to bare trunk. All you should see is the painted trunk and the spare tire. Once you've got all the junk out of your trunk, you'll be able to see the two 14mm nuts on either side of the trunk that you need to remove in order to get the strut brace mounts in place. I forgot to record the installation here, but it's pretty straightforward. Just like the front, take the nuts off, put strut brace in, put nuts back on.
So it looks like Subaru thought ahead on this one and made this section of the fender liner, or whatever you want to call it, the trunk liner over the fender, removable. It's got staples here and here and here and here, but if you take this out, it'll fit over everything pretty good. So I just got underneath these staples with my knife to peel them up, and then I'll probably get underneath the other side of them, pry them out, maybe get some needle nose pliers to help me out with that, and we'll throw her on in. So this is how they look when they're put back in. The hole they leave is pretty big. I'm sure you can get surgical with it and cut things and make it a little less obvious. I'm going to take the path of least resistance here. And leave it like this. If I change my mind, I could always pop those pieces back in and cut them. But that is not happening today. I'm a little surprised by this, but the factory liner also goes in with no modification, no cutting or anything. The next thing to go in is the plastic tray, and I know for sure I'm going to have to cut this. But I'll lay it in there and trace something out and try my best to make sure it's symmetric. So all I ended up doing here is cutting little slots in the mat to let the brace mount stick through. With the rubber mat in the way, you can't really see the bare trunk back behind there. It does a pretty good job at tucking up against what would have shown without it. So now all I got to do is throw the brace in and call it done. So there it is, rear brace installed. Looks pretty good.
If you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.